Hey, how's it going? I don't know what I'm doing with this microphone yet, so I have two different mics going. Welcome, hello. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ike or Isaac Wellhausen. I am a van lifer, as you can see just a little bit. I've given you the background of it anyway. And I'm essentially kind of creating like a little series that will be kind of detailing my journey as I am van lifing my way to and in New York. So just to give you a little background about me and myself, if you don't know me at all. My name's Isaac. I told you I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I went to school for musical theater at Ball State, and I graduated some years ago. Don't have to be too specific on that. But since then, I've just been trying to figure out what I'm doing with myself, and I've lived in an apartment. I've lived in a garage during COVID. I've moved and jumped ship a few different times. I lived on a cruise ship for 9 months, and then I've also lived in the van for 6 months prior, just kind of traveling. I had some travel buddies along the way, just doing that. And this big move for me is to follow my dreams. So I'm a performer, a singer, dancer, actor, voice actor, producer, filmer, all the crap that you can imagine one person does. I do try to do it all. I'm not saying I'm any good at any of it per se, but people keep paying me, so I'm going to keep trying to do it. So this was prompted. My literally the only way I've been able to get to New York is by doing this, the van life thing, because I come from not a super well established background, and I'm really good with money, which means that I've paid off all my debts, which means that I have no money left. But I have enough money to kind of get by and really shoot my shot, if you will. I'm really, really going to try and make New York happen because I want it so bad for myself, and I know that I'm ready for it. And I'm on the fence when it turns to like equity, which is union status for those people that are interested in unions and how they work. There's something called actors' equity, and that's a part of what I have to consider these next few weeks and months. I will be doing a film acting class as soon as I get there, starting next month in February, so that's going to be really cool. I don't know if this series is going to be like every day kind of thing or like a few times a week. Doesn't really matter to me. But essentially, I just kind of want to give you guys updates and see, and show you that this is possible. A lot of the questions, I'm going to start with a few different things like that I get. So a lot of people are like, okay, so whenever I tell people I'm moving to New York, they're asking me, okay, so where are you going to stay? Well, last time I did some scouting when I was in New York, and I found a really cool spot thanks to a friend. Shout out to Michaela, who was like, hey, why don't you park on this bridge near my place? It's free parking, no problem. And so that kind of got me into thinking of, okay, I'll try this out. So I stayed there for about 2.5, almost 3 weeks, and didn't have a single issue, slept fine, didn't have anyone like mess with my stuff. You know how that goes. Which is like a big worry when you're a van lifer, is like that dreaded knock on your door or something. And the thing is, you only have to move it at certain times on certain days of the week. So in theory, I would only have to move it one time a week, and that would be to the other side of the street. So it's going to be where I'm starting. So this is near the Hudson, near Riverside Park. So I'm going to start there. And I've done a lot of research in finding out where other people live and stay. And I know that there's like a community, or there was, Van Alley, which was kind of in like Queens, Long Island area. So I'm going to explore that too. And essentially what I'm doing is I've been signing up and trying to get myself involved in as many auditions as possible as soon as I first get there. So at least I have something to do. Like that's going to be my full-time job, will be auditioning and doing callbacks and doing classes. And I've saved up enough money that I can do this for anywhere from 4 to 6 months, depending on how well I save and spend my money, if you know what I mean. But I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't think that there's really a pathway for many actors to do this, because a lot of people think you have to have this, that, and the other. And I'd like to be a success story on this, so we'll just kind of see what happens. I hope I don't eat my own words, but 9 out of the 15 classmates that I graduated with are in New York. And I will be the last one to join, pretty much, essentially, because no one else is really going to move. And it feels like a long time coming, because it's taken me 6 years to get to this point, almost 5.5, going on 6 years, to get to this point. And, I've done a lot of work. I've been able to do 3 national tours, like kids musicals and things like that. If you're familiar with Blippi or Baby Shark Doo 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 Doo, I've done both those, which is really cool and a lot of fun. I've met some great people on that. And I would say that I've finally come to my own. I know my own style now, especially after the cruise. I have like 80 songs that I can just whip out and just give it a go. So I'm doing this weird blend of van life and acting and all of this other random stuff along the way. And I'm hopeful that this is the beginning of so much more. I know that this is the year that I want the most to happen in my life. And I've had the opportunity to say no to contracts, which is harrowing. At least it can be, because a lot of actors are just trying to work. And I get that. I've been that actor. I was taking contracts that I look back and I'm like, how did I survive on that money? How did I survive on doing that? But the character that I built from that, they say it builds your character or whatever. I really learned a lot about myself, and I was able to do roles where in roles that or shows that I'm more fit for, people haven't given me that opportunity. So being able to take on like older roles, like I was Bud in Bridges of Madison County at this place called Legacy Theater in Georgia. I've also found that most of my work is immediate replacement work. I would say 3 of my last contracts have been immediate replacements. 3 of my last 5 at least. So the thing is, if someone knocks on your door, you gotta go. And I've been feeling a knocking at my heart to do this. And those of you that do know me, you know that I lost my mom back in 2018. So I do this with with her in mind. I do all of this with her in mind. And I'm just simply trying to become the person I know I'm supposed to be. And I know that all of this will somehow benefit me, whatever I'm doing now. So to give you an idea just of like what's going on. So I was living in Indiana. I told you I was living in the van for a while. And then I went on the cruise ship, so I wasn't around the thing at all. Made a lot of money, saved a lot of money, spent a lot of money, all the things. Finally back to my van. It's wintertime in Indianapolis. Snow, terrible. I had one day, and I was able to winterize my van as much as I possibly can. I still have a few small things I'm trying to do, because winters in New York are no joke, but being from Indiana, I at least understand what that winter is going to be like, So I left Indiana, and it was, I want to say 18 degrees. So it was cold. And I spent a night yesterday in Du Bois, Pennsylvania. I don't know. I have a good way of like staying at places and knowing how to stay at places. I'm not going to reveal that right now, but down the line I'll kind of explain to you the best ways to do that. But I stayed there. I've been doing the gym thing just for routine and all that. I decided I would only drive like 7 hours out of the 11 and a half, 12 hours yesterday. And then I woke up this morning and it was like 45 degrees in the van. And to a lot of people that's really cold, but I was like just in sweatpants, no socks, no shirt. And that was kind of it. A lot of people are curious how I'm going to survive in the cold. And for my heating system, what I have going on, I bring this to a point here. I have a propane buddy system. It's like a portable buddy heater, Mr. Buddy. And I was using the 1 pound like Coleman propane tanks, but they're pretty expensive, especially when they only last like 3-4 hours, depending on how you're using them. Plus, you'd have to use like some form of ventilation whenever you're using propane. So I decided I'd up the ante. I already have propane for my stovetop because I have a 2-burner stove, and I have one of the 20-pound ones that you would use for like standard grilling or things like that. So I have that, and I got a little Y splitter so that I can connect into my heater as well as my regular stovetop. So now, instead of burning just those 1 pounds, I can use my 20 pounds, and it'll last a lot longer. So that's just like a temporary fix. I've done a lot more research to figure out what else may be more sustainable. I just bought this 3K 12-volt diesel heater for like $100 bucks, and essentially it comes with like all this huge kit, and you essentially install it, and it uses diesel, which can heat your van for over a week if you're using it just to like keep it at a certain temperature, which I would keep at like 60, probably no higher. So I bought that, and I'm going to try and install that in these next few days. I'm in Vineland right now tonight, I drove just another 5.5 hours to get here tonight. I'm visiting some friends tomorrow. But I'll kind of keep you guys updated on how the heat situation works, because it does get pretty chilly. Right now, it's probably about 70 degrees in here. I had the regular van heater on all day while I was driving, so it's been able to keep it pretty temperate. And it was, last time I checked, about 38 degrees outside. And it's going to drop down to about 33 tonight, maybe colder. So I'll let you know how it is in the morning, essentially. Yeah, it's going to be a process, but we'll figure it out. And, hashtag Vanlife. This is the only way to make New York affordable, and I can leave whenever I want, which is really cool. I know my family was really worried about my safety and things like that, so don't worry. I've taken plenty of precautions to keep myself safe. I always have something at arm's reach. But I'm excited for this journey, and I hope that you're excited to see this unfold. I can't promise I'm always going to be the most entertaining or the most charismatic, but I'm going to do what I can to entertain you and enlighten you on this journey as I also figure it all out together with you. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name's Isaac. I hope I get to see you again soon. Please know that this is just the beginning, and I will become much more succinct as we go. But hey, let's figure it out, man. Let's see how it goes. And if the mic situation needs to change, it needs to change. So I'm recording in 2 different ways just to figure that out. So let's figure it out together, guys. That's the whole point of this. It's super meta. I'll talk to you soon.